Right, we're back at the bench and we'll get started, and I'll show you this. As you can see, I'll zoom you in a bit. There we go. This is what we've got. It's a German anti-tank gun with crew pack 36. And this is the crew that you get, and you get the gun. And I'll open it up. See what we get. Again, this was only about £11. Again, off. I'll zoom you a wee bit. There you go. Not very many instructions. I think there's only 10 parts in total. Gives you all the sprue, what you get, and how the crew goes together, and paint options as in here. Humbrol or their own, but it's easily enough. You can get Tamiya stuff, or what I'll be using, the model colour, to get all that. I'm sure I have got a lot of them. I've got the dark grey, I've got the German stuff and all that, but I've never opened this. So I'll open this. I think I got this on Thursday. So if you got headphones on, sorry for the rustle. No, he's not in the building. Again, lovely moulds. Again, for £11, you're not expecting perfect or finely crisp moulds on it, but for a little diorama, to be honest, I don't know, sorry for the coughing, I don't know if it'll focus on it, but the faces are not that bad. Guns are lovely. I do like the little, don't know what they are, maybe grenades or something like that, wee hand with the binoculars. Very fine bits like that. If you're noticing a flickering, it's because one of my lights in the on the ceiling is flickering. It obviously needs a new bulb because they're fluorescent. So forgive me for that. Not bad. Little German helmets. The wee wheels. But again, for £11, I seen it, I looked at it, and I went, fancy something like that. Again, apart from the gun that I can paint with an airbrush, the rest I can paint by hand. Again, there's the gun. There's not much to this kit. As I say, 3 sprues, and one of them's 1.5. Nah. Because some of that's for the gun. So 3 wee sprues for £11. And look out, it's crisp. Hardly any flashing. Nothing. The sprue points are small for against the body, so a quick cut, clean up. I'm just looking to see if there's any seam lines. There's a wee seam line there, but that could be a part of the jacket. There's a wee seam line, sorry, a wee seam line there. If they buff down. Apart from that, it's a lovely little kit. As I say, I'll be doing this in the winter months because I've got a picture frame that I can add this on, and I've got sandbags that I've got that I was going to use for the Italian one, no Italian one, the Tamiya one. That was one with the big, that was the old 70s, that was a German kit with flak 88. I'll use it on this because I want to use the flak 88 gun. I want to get better figures for that because they're off a 90. Well, I think it's 1969 or 1970 figures. I want to get better figures for that gun because I've seen a couple of people do dioramas with the 88 gun. There's nothing wrong with the gun. It's just the figures are a sign of their times. So, and they look a lot better. So I want to try and get that. So that's that purchase. This purchase is this one. I'll move you out a wee bit. There we go. Again, typical ICM. Brilliant boxing. Box within a box. Again, not much for this. You might be saying £22 for this. Again, it's not much. Again, simple instructions. It tells you the paint, semi-gloss white, brown, beige, light blue, nothing much. Tells you exactly what you need to do. Same with the other kit, you get a nice wee poster. I've still got the Night of the King one, which you could frame if you walk behind it or something like that, but it's a nice wee added thing. Again, their service is second to none. There you go. Do not scroll him. We will replace everything, and yes, they will, because I've had it decals, so they will. Their service is great. So we'll look at the plastic. Again, there's nothing much, just the top and bottom of the frame. I was going to say the case. I'll open this. If you can get into it, Mark. There you go. Yeah, simple base. To say it goes on like that. Like my other one, and I'll put stones and we've done it the last time. Don't need that. The clear is the sword. I won't take it out with a bit. You'll just see it in the name there. Again, ice blue with the dark at the bottom. You can just see it there. Don't really take it out and break it. Again, lovely moulding. Figure face here, it's not bad either. I'll get closer in and I'll get the light over to it. You can see it there. There we go, let there be light. As ECDC would say. Not bad. Again, it looks like a simple kit put together. There is, if I get that out, there's a seam line there, like the other one, got to take away. The only thing I'm concerned about is, will they fit the waist? Because in the King of the Night, I had to take a lot of this bit here off when it was fitted to get that to match. Then a wee bit of hot water to open it up a bit and curl it around. Now the feet are funny because they eventually just attach to that, so that's going to take a wee bit fettling with the glue to try and get a seamless match. There's a big seam line right up there, you can see it right there. So the hair's one piece that fits in the back. So they've done that with the Night of the King. The face was made up by 4 different parts, which was a bit, they could have made it 2. So I'm assuming that goes there and that's it, and it fits up the body like that. So the chin hopefully will cover this. Apart from that, a wee bit on the hand, you can see there right in the middle. Right there. There's a wee bit of sanding needs done. Apart from that, nice detail. For £21, and if you want to start figure painting, you're not losing much. I'm just looking at the eyes. You can just see, if I tap into the zoom into that, pupils right in there. Right, there is a pupil there, so that'll be no bad, but a wee bit dark wash in the lips and all that. Again, trial and error. This will have to be like a maybe a light grey, different greys, I would say. Different greys, rather than the other one, which was blue. This didn't have prominent eyes. Look at the... Yeah, it has got blue eyes, but it's mostly, you see the white. Again, that looks like a beard coming out. But in this, it just looks like he's had a wee trim and a shape and all that. So it'll be interesting, as I say, ice, It'll be interesting to do this with the different textures to build it up. Maybe a lot of glazing, because it's no prominent character like the other one. I ken it's got the dragon, but I spoke to my wife and she says she's never seen him in Game of Thrones, so maybe it's this, oh, we think it's in, pretend it's in Game of Thrones, so you can get away with it. So that's that one. Oh, sorry for the zoom out. Zoom back out. I'll put all this away. Lose it. And I'll vampire over. You get in life where you get this light in your garage and it's just annoying. It's flickering. I need to rechange it. Anyway, the vampire. Lovely great kit. What I added was, as you can see, I done bits like this with, I think it was titanium in here and here. I done it to break up the grey colour. And I think I'd done the same down the bottom, yeah. There and there. I tried a wee bit of weathering on that to try and break up like it's been worn out, but it didn't come out very, so it just looked like a flick to grey about. I used a grey colour so it'd be underneath, but I was going to do weather on this, but I gave up. I said, nah, I'll just keep it nice and clean again. They were a bit fiddly adding on, but I got them done. That, again, you can see it there. That's tight there, but this one's got a huge gap on it, the silver. Again, it wasn't the neatest. That's never straight. Now, when I see it now, that's not straight. These went down okay. You can just see the film line right there. If I close it, you might not see it in the camera. I can see it, I can see the film right there. I had to use the extra strong. I don't know why they would not settle. Oops. I'm trying to see, because you can see, I can see the film on the, I can see the film on the roundels by my eye, but you can't see it. Again, that one was splitting. I don't know if the iPhone will pick up. You can see it's slightly split there. You can clearly see in the, there you go, clearly see the sink marks that were really showing up on that. There it is there, look. Now they did play funny with him, trying to get him to bed in, because I thought it was silvering, but it was just because the light was catching it. You can see the canopy, there it goes, because it's got dust in it. That's probably, I bet you, sorry, it's probably compound. Yeah, it's compound. Tried compound that I've not wiped off. Shame on me. Yeah, you can see it there. You can see it. I'll try and zoom in. Focus. There we go. Yeah, you can see it. There we go. That's it. Right there. I've still got a bit of, I think that's definitely clear, because you can see where the masking came from. That was fine, that was fine. That's that white stuff, that's compound. Again, you can see it there. You see it there. That one was, it was over here, it was bad. It was annoying. But when I peeled it back and I seen it and I went, oh, that's it. I'm going to chuck it in the bucket. But as I say, I got my Dremel out and I cleaned it up. Now, I probably could go in there if I get a cocktail stick. That's pretty solid now. That's pretty solid. No, it's pretty solid. You could buff it out, but I'm not going to buff it out. It was a wee fun thing to do. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it better than what I thought, but it was more the painting I enjoyed. Doing these stripes and doing this bit, I was happy with. Again, my mojo was lacking and I was getting a bit fed up with things and I just wanted to move on. So that's why I got this out. So I'll put it away, I'll put it on the shelf, I'll not get rid of it. I still might clean that up. If I could cut it and take the actual middle bit off in one go, then strip it, clean it up, buff it up and repaint it, that would be better. The front did have, I noticed on my version, it wasn't the clearest. They got to be windy wiper there. That wasn't the clearest. That had marks in the plastic, like glazing problems, and it wasn't the clearest. But what I might do is clean it up, because it'll annoy me now. See, the back two are fine. It's a wee bit knocked off. That's good. A wee bit there. It's came up. It's not came up. That was just one of the wee attachments. I just set them in with tiny bit of super glue to get done. But I enjoy it. I'll put it back on. I'll put it back in the cupboard along with the other ones. Again, it's finished. It's not a mess. There's still compound everywhere on it. And I see a wee bit there. Yep, got it. With that Katama compound, when it dries, it just goes everywhere when you try and buff it up. I was trying to buff up the silver to see if it would shine up a bit better than that. And I'm still tempted to do it with the buffer stick to see what would happen. Because I've done it with the LP clear semi-gloss. I want to see how much I could buff it up. It does come up with a nice shine actually when you get to it. Because what I done before I put the decals on, I got the, where was it? These Tamiya sponges. And I've just done that over it. Even that's taken, this is been used thoroughly. There's hardly anything on it. And even that's taken. The wee bits of rubbish that you get in your airbrush that come out. This is a sponge bit I'm now cleaning it up with. Even that's came up pretty good. Amazing what you do when you start doing things. That's a lot better. Oh well, that's a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. That's lovely. You can feel it now. Lovely and smooth. I have got as I say, I have got tons of plane kits. I'll end up doing the whole plane now, you can that. Smoothing it out, taking all the rubbish, it's all the wee bits, flakes of paint and all that, dust particles, like when I do my car kits. I usually do it with 6,000, 7,000 up to 12,000 in the car kits. Actually came up quite smooth, you can feel it. Lovely. Ah, well, there we go. Nice little happy accident. It's very smooth now. That's nice. It's definitely cleaner on this side than that side. See, now I've got my started. It'll be a video about doing things. I can get on with the dwarf. Oh, that's better. Take a look at it. Live on YouTube. I like that. That's better. It's nicer. See a polishing cut. See. I think there was a wee bit of contamination there under the clear coat. I'm tempted to actually get the Tamiya polishing compounds and buff the whole thing to see what would happen. But you can see it. No, you can't see it in the camera. I can see there's a wee bit of contamination right there. It's under the clear coat. Nah, it's off. Nice little build. As I say, I'll glue that back on. So that's the Vampire done and dusted. As I say, I was quite impressed with the pilots I painted. And you can see them right there. You can see it there. Knowing me, I probably will buff every single window and buff it all back and get my micro mesh and buff them up so they're crystal clear. Just for the sake of it, just to say, yes, I have done it. So that's that done. So, what's next? As you say, this bad boy. As I say, I got them on eBay. I paid £9, and I think it was a couple of pound postage and packaging. And I've been using solely, even though I bought myself detail brushes, this brush. Is that number 2? Okay. I started off, as I say, Mr. Surfacer on top of it. I sanded areas down. There's a wee bits there on his chest. It just needs a wee bit of sand. It's just fluff. That's all it is. Just dust. And it was mostly these parts here. You know, I don't know if you'll see it because it's probably too shiny. There, I can still see the lines going for the 3D rendering, or the layers it builds up. It was bad here on his head, but I got Mr. Surfacer and dabbed it. Yes, I dabbed it, dabby do. I dabbed it quite thick and built up the surface with it. You can see there's a ring there and lines going that way, but I think that's just the nature of 3D printing. Again, what I done, as I say, I'll show you right now. I used 1, 2, 3, and I should have the other one. Where is it? There we go. I've got these colours. I've got light brown, dark flesh, highlight flesh, and flat flesh. That's what I've been using on this one to get the flesh colour. That I got orange red. I painted that the orange over the grey. Well, actually, it was over that because I painted the whole lot the flesh colour. Got that. Then I got I think it was red brown or the light brown. I have got a red brown, but I may have put away. No, sorry, it was a mixture of the light brown, as in a glaze, and the saddle brown. And what I done is I got the saddle brown and I done the very edges to darken up the highlights. Well, darken up the edges between them to give more depth. Then I used the light brown on top of it as a glaze. So underneath you'll see it's darker and on top it's lighter. I've also been using Hull Red, and I've got a brown glaze that I've put away, and I've got a black glaze. The brown glaze was mostly for, again, the hair underneath there. I used the black glaze for the around every single in there, the crevices, his cheeks. Then I got that blue glaze, that's medium blue, very thin one, and I've done his eyes, but using that and the Hull Red mixture. It was a period of time, brown there. I must have went maybe, I don't know, just counting about 7 times, 7 layers, maybe 7, 8 layers. I just kept on adding glazes and built it up in thin layers and gave it all. As I say, I've got the eyes pointed out there with pencil so they look the right way. That is that. light grey for the eye, but the thing was because somebody said to me on YouTube, somebody said they're not white. Apart from that, that was just silver, Tamiya LP silver. And then I'm going to put on either clear orange, or see how that turns out, or the bronze colour, a very thin bronze colour over that to give like a worn effect. Then after that, I'll be working from this side. You can see how I've done the washes there and here, and I'll build up. That was just by brushing dark black to give like a pre-shade, but I don't think I've done anything. For there, I'll work around and work my way back here and get it done. Then I'm going to mask off all this. You can probably see the resin, the layers there. Hear it. All of this will get masked off, and all of this will get sprayed black. I want to emphasise the spine, the layers here, and build up highlights there and there, shadows. You can still see the columns that were printed. There's one there, one there. There's a lot here that I had to sand down, there and there, but again, it's at the back. Again, my first full-time figure. I'm more than happy. This morning, I got a red glaze and done his nose and his cheeks with the red. I find it hard to stop, and you get so involved and you get so deep into it, you start adding. There's a bit of a bad bit there that I could have sanded out, but I might add a wee bit black, like a scar maybe. Scar mark right there. There, I'll put the light under there, the dark on the top. Apart from that, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's absolutely lovely. I will get another £9 one and try again, because you've got nothing to lose. You make a mess of it, you can clean it off. It's only Vallejo paints, and redo the whole thing. Spray it primer again and redo the whole thing. But I'm more than happy with that. It's the eyes that's going to be the crucial. Got to get this eye perfect, because that's going to be the make or break, or he's going to just look odd. But again, you can easily wipe it away, grey off again and start again. But I think it'll be about that, the wee half or 3/4 circle. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. As I say, what I'll do after this is I'll show you the footage of the vampire, and I think that will be it for a wrap up for today. So I'll go back to me and we'll finish this off.